push that speaker,
I got
but you don't have to because I'll be able to come through. So we'll just not talk for a little bit, and then just when you're ready, press start streaming. Yeah, but they'll be able to hear me, so you can make it live. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. So we should be live. And we'll see if we get anybody showing up.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. Oh, connected. Oh, there we go. So we got a few people popping in. Okay. So I've got, this is what I want. All right, we'll give it another, what do we got? So we got 11. We'll try and get to 20. We'll start up. We got Serum up first, which I didn't know much about Serum. All right, greetings, guys. Hey, there's all the regs piling in. Eighth and T. I know Eighth and T's having a good morning trading the futures. James M. Welcome, welcome. Koki, how you doing, man? Koki, thinking about doing some futures trading. He and I have been chatting this morning. John Heron, welcome. Omicron. No shit. Omicron, what? Right. Yeah, markets are quick to change their mind. They're very fickle. Azalina, how's it going, man? Oh, there's a tough one. Dubrovko, Zagar, I got it. Greetings from Europe. Hey, clear sound, good vibe. Okay, good. All right, so we got, give it another minute or two. We were a little touch behind schedule there. I try and get 15-20 going. Let's see. So sound is good. That's good to hear. Okay, so I'll keep Monty over here. So first up, let me get over to, I think this was Frayed 57. Yeah, Frayed 57's giving me a couple. So let's see how we look here. We don't have a ton today. That's partly my fault because I forgot to post it. Fortunately, Money Crypto caught it and posted. I don't know what the hell I was thinking last night. I was just in zone mode.
Make sure your disclaimer's off, and then we're good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, man. See how important he is? I forget all this shit. Okay, there we go. All right, now we got it. All right, so there you see. So first up, I've got Frayed 57. SRM seemed really familiar to me, but I wasn't super familiar with. This is a great resource, and they've just done an update to this. I don't know if you guys use Lunar Crush, but it's a nice way to get kind of a big picture. I have no relationship with them. I just like it, so I recommend it to people. I mean, there's a number of different places to go for this. CoinGecko is another good one, but this one they just kind of tweaked it, updated it, added some things. It's quite good, so you get some perspective, not just of what this is about, but how it relates to other coins, what market sector it's in. Alt rank is relative to Bitcoin, 43 out of 337, pretty good. All right, so if you need to dig a little bit. I knew it was DeFi, but I didn't know it was built on Solana. So that's kind of interesting. So here we have the chart, and then all the Frayed 57 giving us a setup here. I think I've got the right one. So I'm going to push this one over here again. So wait for that one. Okay, so what's he thinking here? So this is an 8. Well, he gave me a 4 hour. I pushed it out to 8 just so I could get a little perspective here. Oh, I'll come back to that. Okay, so it's clearly not hard to miss it. I might have done it this way, but I don't think it matters, right? So there's your first impulse, ABC. It's a tight. Wow, that's an interesting finish, right? So you're kind of stuck with that. Otherwise, so if you went 1, 2, 3, 4, you're thinking that wouldn't work. So this is just a good example of working with what the market gives you, right? So at the end of the day, and I had some dialogue with members about some of the accounts I posted in Bitcoin. We can, purists every now and then get a little overboard, right? At the end of the day, it's 5s and 3s, right? So a WXY, you're just trying to accommodate the market. They're just the reality of the market, right? It's not going to always give you a perfect 5 and a clear 3. So an ABC here, so, well, there's a bit of something happening here. You see what's come off of this, so you're back here going, well, how am I going to finish that? Because at first glance, right, sure, it looks like a 5, doesn't it? Like you might think, oh, 4, 5, right? But that wouldn't work. So there are often times where you're kind of backing into it going, well, would that make sense as the X? Oh, you probably do it over here as well, right? Actually, it looks like A, B, C, D, E. It looks like you could do that as a triangle there, and then the A, B, C to finish it. So you have a terrible distortion of the symmetry of size here versus the W relative to the Y. But I mean, does it really matter, right? When we come off of this so hard with that first impulse, boy, you know, this one actually would have been tough to trade because you're not getting the kind of 2 that you'd look for, right? So this is what we see in crypto. When they start to rip, the 2 is often what'll kind of give you a head fake. Now, to some extent, right here, coming back to the prior 3-4, that might be where you'd look for it, but that's incredibly shallow. So is it just working off of this structure, right? Is that what's doing it here? It doesn't even make that really. The 2s can be tricky. So once that gets going, boy, this would have been. So even if you got here and you're thinking, oh God, is that going to be the 2? That would have been a tricky one. So I don't know if I'd have likely missed that one myself if I was watching this. I haven't looked at this yet, so this is kind of interesting. So clearly we come out with a 5, just process of elimination. Since I get another impulse here, you're stuck with the shallow 2. Not a deal breaker, but look at the difference here between the 2 and the 4. Again, this would have been very difficult to trade if you were working through that impulse. I mean, very, right? Look at this 4 is brutal, right? That's very atypical. Again, coming out of here. Let me come back to a 4 here. Whew. You're stuck with that. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's good work, Fred 57. You're just making do with what the market's giving you. Okay, so we start to head back down. ABC, that makes sense. ABC into an X makes sense. He's kind of doing the same thing here. I mean, they're incredibly similar finishes relative to what we did here to what we're doing here, right? The abrupt ABC into the W, kind of just a sideways X, and then a disproportionately short Y wave relative to the W. Yet again, though, right? So at this point, if you were, I'm not so sure, right? Would this have been something you'd have been selling? Probably, likely not, right? So almost always the combo is a bit of a surprise because there's no way to project that, right? I mean, you're sitting here, okay, WXY is done, right? At no point would you think, oh, well, likely from that we're going lower yet again. You'd have been looking to be a buyer here. So this has been some difficult trading. Now, it looks like we're coming down. We're going to finish in a 5. So, oh, man, it's nice work, Fred. So he's doing exactly what I will often suggest you guys look for because this is a pretty hardcore downtrend, right? I mean, look at this. He's put, this is just a regular straight channel. Oh, let me change that just a little bit. Let's not make it go so far and not so far. Okay, so we'll just bring this down like that. All right, so here's exactly what you want to see. So we have structure right here, right? So we have an area of potential resistance flipping to support. You've had the reaction that you're looking for. I'm just going to take that out, Fred. So is it a buy yet? Well, it's so far we're stalling exactly where you'd anticipate it, right? If you were going to say, well, where's it going to likely bump into a little resistance? Well, just prior pivots, right? That's pretty obvious. Now, nothing says can't get through there, but that makes sense that you're stalling there. So there's a 4-hour. Oh, let's try a 30-minute. Is there really enough there? Well, God, are you going to have to live with that too? You might have to live with that. Where's your 2? Right? That's all you got. Well, this is classic 4. It's just we're going, right? This is always kind of telling, right? When we're just going sideways before the last little, oh shit, we're going to have to do 1, 2, I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I'm a straight rip up. Well, of course, you could here, since we're out of log scale, we could just do that. Wait for that to retrace. 1, 2, 3. It's not great structure there. I don't think going any lower. Maybe that's all you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you got a 1 there. 1, 2, 3. This sure looks like a 4. Same kind of thing. Same idea. Right? 4s are the easiest to spot. We just chop, right? Market's indecision, right? Now, are we going to keep going, or is it just going to be another three-legged swing? So right here at the intersection of this structure and this structure, I don't know that I'd chase that long. I don't think I would, right? It looks like we're a little overextended, but this would be high on my radar, and it seems to be, well, let's see if I can get him over here. Whoa, there it is. Okay, so let me get this condensed here. So he's looking for entry on the break. The idea being we're going to complete an impulse here. Looks like a good probability that we get up here. Now, again, your mind, your brain will fill in the gap there, right? So be careful about that, right? And just assuming, because this could very well be an ABC, and that's 1, 2, and we're going to head down again. So don't. It's just natural for us, because if we want to see it, our brain will fill that in. Right? Careful of that. So if you're sitting here, well, we don't have the final fifth, right? So if it's me, I'm here going, all right, it's likely somewhere in this range, right? So I'm just going to ballpark it. Oh, what have I got? I got the wrong. Oh, that would be a deeper correction. We can go here. So anywhere down into this area would be ideal, right? So he's playing it right here. It looks like he's playing off the structure that's already there, right? So this would be ideal, right? So a little bit just ahead of where he's looking to enter, just playing off of that. I mean, really just take it forward, right? If it comes down, you can see how, just like that was resistance on the way up, that could kick for support. So really you want that one more drive just to confirm, right? So we're not doing it in our mind's eye. We're letting the market show us, okay, well, there's a 5. So in that process of getting that 5, it doesn't mean with certainty we've had a trend change. It's just mean we have the initial condition we need for a trend change. So this is still tenuous. I mean, very nice Elliott work to get us done here, but it's not really confirmed. We have to have this. We have to get a higher low, higher high. Right now, again, can we confirm it there? Well, you can't really, right? You'd have the ingredients, right? So 1, 2. Are we going to get a true 3? Could you confirm that you had a trend change there? Not really. There'd have to be more. There'd have to be more there. Well, so first you'd have to confirm that you had an Elliott count, right? So if you're leaning on the Elliott here, you'd be confirming that I had an Elliott count that I could get done here without rules or guidelines, infringing. So 1, 2, 3 there, boy, even that looks like, boy, you could sure see how we might run into some structure there. 1, 2, 3. You can't confirm it until you get that. Now I know I got a 5. Now, of course, it could be an A, right? But now you've got all the conditions. So this is always the conundrum for the Elliott trader. Is it ABC or 1, 2, 3? Well, at some point you have to make an educated guesstimate, or for lack of a better term, right? So you can see here, right? So that likely, if we're going to come back, you can just kind of lay it out based on where the structural impacts are likely to be found. So 1, 2, 3, right into the structure. It's a perfect. That would be a 1, 6, 1, 8. Now we don't have this yet. Bounce off of sellers will defend here, right? Prior resistance. Boy, that all sets it up. So if you want to be more conservative here, of course, let that finish. Then now I got a 1. Now I got that's the more conservative. If you like this project and you want to try and get into it on the turn, higher risk. It's just whether you want to take that risk, right? So, what's he doing here? So this looks like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go. How do we got here? If I can get up to that. 30 is that 30 to 1? 30 to 1? Is it worth it? Well, I might give that a little bit more room, right? So you're going for so much. There's 21 to 1. So I might use the pivot. All right, because we're trying to get the 2. I mean, you could use the 786 and tighten that up a little bit. I guess 30 to 1, right? And is that a risk worth taking? Well, I wouldn't go balls deep here, right? Because you're trying to pick the turn. And you're saying the first little, I don't even have a completed impulse. So I wouldn't go heavy here if you got this to come back. But now if it starts to go again, of course, within that 3, you're going to need a 1, 2. Might be a way to layer into it and get, if you want to be aggressive here, 1, 2, well, if I'm going to need a little 1, 2 in there, that would be the place to perhaps look to be adding to a position that you like. What do we got underneath? Anything? No. I'd want to see a little bit of momentum confirming, but again, just I guess I'm making the point here. Look at all the structure we got to get through, right? Just pay attention to it, because this is. I mean, it's hard to miss that, right? I mean, just looking left. So this would be on my radar. I think it might be a little bit, yellow, green, banana. It's close, right? You let that finish that 5, and then this would be on my A list for retracement trades that are setting up. Let it get there, though. Nice work, Frade. And I got another one from Frade. AVAX, Avalanche. Copy link. Give me a second here. Hey, Meditataku, how you doing, man? Gary W. Bears are wrecked. Hey, Tweety. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all being here. All right, let's get that over here. So I see consistency already. Well, he's embracing the use of channels, right? Which is just market geometry. Okay, what are you thinking here, Fred? We got, I see, when you give it to, I gotta log out, or I gotta pull back to see what you're thinking here. Okay, so I gotta go further back. Well, that's pretty. I'm gonna tighten that up a little bit. As often it happens when you change times. Let's get that on the low here. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm gonna take that so I can see it. I like the channel, but I'm gonna hide it just for a minute so I can dig in there. Okay. Micro 1. Expanding diag. Okay, I gotta look in there. Perfect wave 3 target from micro 1, but where did the 5 go? All right, well, let's find out. Okay, so there's an 8 hour, and I think you gave me a 1 hour. So let's dig in there. Oh, what the hell? That's, I know, I get a lot of those. It's all right. Well, it's just the reality of the market. So again, don't look for Elliott to be perfect at every swing, right? It's just not. It's an unrealistic expectation. No shit. Really for something like this, you've just got to work backwards and say, okay, well, the 3-4 looks like that makes sense. So therefore, since we get the overlap, what are you trying to say here? Silhouette 1, so subminuet 1 as ugly diag. Yes, I agree. So you could work this as an ABC, 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 right? So I don't think this is terrible. Boy, that's probably a bitch. I'm on a 1 hour to try and get the C in there. But again, just working off of what's there, you're kind of stuck with it. So what do you okay, all right. So. You've often seen me do this before. Well, I'll just highlight an area and say, if this count starts to get squirrely and breaking down, maybe I got to come back and reconsider that section. But right now, as I see it with the expanded B wave, I think you're clean here. So now I get an impulse. Right? It's just force of habit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with the diag, I think you're clean here. Now, here's, look, interestingly, another example. We have a very shallow 2, right? It's impatient market, right? Or a very bullish market, because typically when you're looking at a 1, 2, I'm here. When you're looking at a 1 and a 2, the 2 is the push to try and get the stops that are down here to get to the pivot, right? When they can't do it, that's what creates the 3. So here, the market's just not willing to wait, right? The bears are like, fuck it, I'm getting long, right? So they're bailing quickly, and so any sort of push to get lower here, well, right away, I got a higher low, higher high just off of the little structure here, and they're bailing, right? So anyone who was looking to short that is out, right? Or stopped out. Up we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, so we're working off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, look, yeah, the sizing is not great there. So let's look at it here. So let's measure it. I see your issue here. If that's the 1, that's the 2. Is there anything else we can use? Well, it does look like we might be able to do it this way. So it looks like you could do it here. 3, 4. You'd have to put the 3 here. You'd have to put the, pardon me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so that 5. Where did you put the 5? Up here. I think you'd have to do it like that. So this would go here. Now, do we really have it there? Nope, because that's a lower low. Oof. Sorry. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Boy, it's not, you're right. It's really not there. Is there another way to count this? Oh, 1, 2. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, it could. All right, so let's come down and pivot. See if we can make that fit. All right, we wouldn't overlap. You'd have to put that here, that here. And where's the 4? That here. No, I think you get it done. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. That might not. Let's just check it. Yeah, that may not work. Close. I see your problem here. I don't think we can get that to work as it's currently labeled. Oh, Jesus. 1, 3, 4. Okay, let's look. We got to think about that. All right, so here's where I get, I'm not sure what you guys would prefer if I dig through that, because this takes a little time. All right, so can we solve it? Right, so otherwise you have no 5 here. But I always wonder whether or not this is a good use of time for us here. But let's see if I can quickly get something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we have to account for this. I'm just looking here. Is there a... So here, I'm here. What a perfect real-time example. All right, so I say if the count gets squirrely up above, you're going to have to come back here and reconsider this. Right, so here we are saying that's how I would have left that. 1... I like the diag, but this might be your problem here. Boy, that's a bitch to try and turn that into the correction by itself. Let's stay with that. 1, 2. Well, just one thing that might help here, just out of curiosity, here is how does this look relative to the 2? No, that's solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna have to use that. Okay, so this is solid. This still remains a question mark, but trying to finish this. Well, here's a possibility. We're doing it this way, and we put it here. So we go 1, 2. Let's just see if I can fuck with this a little bit. So this would have to be 1. This would have to be 0. 1, 2. I need a 3. I don't think I can do it unless I'm pushing. Here, I'm going to take you out. 1, 2. Do I need that? 1, 2. I got the inside. Do we need to truncate here? No, I don't think so. That's got to be the 3. So this is the problem. So A, B, C. Might have to do it here. Because that's sure... Running flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't say I love it. So we'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. You really, it looks like you might be able to get that done. Son of a bitch. You really, I know that's a 1 hour. Shit, let's go to the 15. I shouldn't have done it without marking it. Boy, you just know 2 again. Can't do 1, 2, 3. Well, so that you got to treat that as a 3. It's just not there. I mean, I'm on a 15-minute, so you got to go 8. That's an ABC. So you got to go 1, ABC. So that doesn't work as our finish. Oh, that's a bitch. Okay, so can we get a diag in there? Oh, that's a toughie. Oh, I can't. Oh, so you'd have to work. I can't truncate that because that's a 3. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna. Oh, afraid or members here. I'm gonna need to spend some time on that. I don't want it just to bog down here. So that is. I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing to get that to finish. So I'll tell you what I'll do here. Let me just make a note of this. I will post this underneath the live stream once I get a count that works here. And members, I'll just post it in the channel where all of these are, because that's a toughie, and I could spend an hour on that, right? So I'm going to keep moving there because I don't see a quick solution there, and rather than spend all the time with me trial and erroring what's there, I'm going to post that once I get a handle on it. That's a tough one, Fred. You stumped the band there. So to be continued. Let me keep moving. So let's do that. So it's AVAX. Well, I like a little challenge, right? When I can't get them, they have a way of haunting me until I get it. And sometimes it's just not there. You just don't have enough yet. But that looks like that's going to be quite a challenge. Okay, here's one I have never, ever heard of. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before and go, what the hell is this? Alice? Sounds interesting. My neighbor Alice? Is that possible? That's what I'm looking at? My neighbor Alice? What the hell? My neighbor Alice. What the hell is this? Interesting. Well, it's alt rank is not particularly good. Well, it's not terrible. What's the galaxy score? Anything over 50 is decent. Combined measure, how it can be used. Oh no, pardon me, that's all their indicators. What the hell is my neighbor Alice about? I have no idea. Okay, well let's come back to the chart. I have no idea. Well, obviously it's liquid and is being aggressively traded. I just have never heard of it. Okay, so here's the usual shit when it hits the exchange. Lovely impulse right out of the chute. 1, 2, 1, 2. And again, the 1, 2s. Right, no other way to count that, so that's good work there, Fred. He's looking for an intersection up here. So 1, 2, 1. Interesting. All right, so it must be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're getting mighty bullish there. So that's immediately I start to think, whoa, okay, that's too many 1, 2s. Can be, maybe. Let's go down to an hourly here. Boy, it's just staring you in the face, right? All of this consolidation here. It's hard to miss that. Let's go back to a 2 hour. So here, is this the retest? Well, that sure looks good. I'd bring that down a little bit as well. So, boom, test, boom. So here, I'm going to, I'm just going to hide that for a minute. Okay, so there's no arguing with that impulse. 1, 2. Yeah, right. So we don't get a new. So the once again, it's interesting, right? So we get another ABC here. 1 WXY into the 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's beautiful, right? Right at the structure. 1, 2. Well, it's not 3, so 1, 2 makes sense unless it were W. Well, I suppose you could count it that way. W, X, Y. But I think we're going to need that 1, 2. Okay, let's get over into the hard right edge. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a nice impulse out of the chute. So I'm guessing that that's short, which is why he's not. So here, let's. Oh, I know why, right? Because we've already had the overlap. Duh. Well, I think he's right on the money here. That's not great. Let's go down to a 30. All right, so what I hope is you guys that are watching along here, if you get to some of these, even like the last one, pull it up and see if you can get it. All right, well, there's a clear impulse in the third, so you got to go 1, 2. I think you might be off here, just a smidge here. So let's see how else we could count this. So here's an impulse right here. Right? We can't ignore that. So how do we factor that in? Oh, unless we're going to do a diag here. I'm going to push that off for a second. Well, that's a 3. Fuck. Well, there's your classic conundrum. What do you do with that? It's not an impulse. Shit. Let me hear. I got. If I don't do this, I get lost here. Where's the fucking line? Here it is. All right. Let me go to a 5-minute. See if we can get something there. Oh shit. Oh, now I gotta find you. You're gonna be over here. There we are. Okay. Can we get a 1 out of that? Maybe we can't. Yeah, I guess we can't. 1, 2. Yeah, we can't. Okay, so we can actually label that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we do have a 1. All right, so let's, now that we got that clarified. Boy, that looks so much like the Bitcoin low. Well, let me go back here, 15. Okay, so we got that. So there's the 1. So let's put that, now that I don't need that anymore, let's get the 1. Come here, 1. We'll get you 1, 2. Now, what do we do here? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that looks good. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck. Don't really want that to complete there, but there it is. I can't go. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure I can. Well, let's label it. All right, this looks like 1, 2, 3, but 1, 2. Certainly the right distance, 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to go A, B, C into that. Let's just play with that for a second. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's no 1, 2 there, so you're kind of stuck with that. Let's get that in white. Okay, what are we doing with that? I can't get a 2 in there. 3, 4. I want to go that. I want to do that. So I'm going to have to A, B, C. I might be stuck with that. That looks like 1, 2. Well, I guess I'm on the fly here. This just sometimes, which I'll do, is just label them up. See, all right, does that work? A, B, C. I don't love that. I might have to do it here. 4, 5, A, B, C. I'm not sure. Well, yeah. 3. Do we get an overlap there? No. 1, A, B, C. That ain't pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, maybe we have to do it this way. There is an impulse in there, but if I do the 4 here, I don't want the 4 there, so I might have to truncate there, but that looks like a 5. Boy, Frayed 57 put me under the heat right off the chute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might have to do that. I hate to truncate. This is a bit of a cluster, so that has to be a 1, 2. There's no other alternate here. So let me take that up a degree. Oof. Tough ones right out of the gate here. 1, 2. Well, let's label it this way. Ah, shit. Here, I'm gonna get rid of this. Here, I'm relabel it. Boy, under the cosh right off the bat. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Unless I do the 5 here. 5. So we'd go into a A, B, C on the 2. That might work. All right, so let's get rid of you. If that's the 5, A, B, C, that has to be the 4. Is that any better? Fuck. I got a feeling I might have to stick it up there. Boy, that's just well, let's hear it. When in doubt. Let me see. It's no fucking 2. Now let's come back here. This is a cluster 1, 2. I could do the 3, 4. How far do we go here? So we might have to do it this way. That's going to be too much. Let's bring it back. Okay, so let's go 1, 2. So this would have to be 1, 2. Yeah. Wait. Let's put those up for a second. Boy, tough one here. I think that's too wonky, and that's not nothing that comes off of there that we can use. So let's get that. Let's go blue here. Go sub. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. So that works. I don't want to go 3, but I might have to. I might have to create a diag, right? So I have to do it this way. 4, 5 of a 1. So everything has to be an ABC. That might work, actually. 1, 2. Let's just check some distance. 1, 2. Okay, we qualify, but we overlap. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, fuck. A, B. I guess we're going to have... No, it can't... well, let's look in there. Yep, that we can do it. Okay, so you have to do A, B, C. Fucking no 2s again. No, I can't do it. I got to do it this way. Because I need this 1 too. Since this is the lower pivot. 4, 5. Okay, so you go there. Hang on. All right, let's get that all back together. 1, 2. Whew. Toughie. 3. So you got to go down. Okay, does that work? 1, 2, 3. Fuck. Okay, so we can do, so let's label it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we have to, no, can't do that. No, yes I can. 3, 4, and that's got to be the 5, I think. All right, does that work? So So possibly 3 is the shortest here, but it looks like 5 is shorter than 3. But let's just double check it. 2, 3, that looks like it would be fine. Yeah. We're good. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that means we completed something here. Let's label it. So this is the Y. So there's 1, 2. Fuck, we're right back into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 3. Well, maybe got a little lip on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fuck. Come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you can get a diag into that. You got to do it that way. Oh, let's see. Maybe I could do it over here. Now, can I finish that? Nice ABC here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 3 seems solid. Oof. Well, I got a hard choice there between turning it into another diag, which I don't want to do. Since that's a 1, let's take that up. 2. Well, I want this to be done because I want that to be the 1. So that's not going to work. We got to go here. Let's go lighter blue so we can see it. ABC. All right, let me pull out here. Okay, so from this perspective, well, this fits with what I'm trying to do. Is I want to complete an impulse here. I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to complete it here. So, because what I want to do from here is go, sometimes want to do and what the market will let you do are two different things. So I want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, right, to get that to fit better, so that I'm not going 1, 2, 3, right? It's just, well, maybe you could talk yourself into the alternation of a sideways 2 and a sharp 4, but I think this looks like I could complete this as a 1. So let me come back to a 2. It's a lot of 1, 2. So I think after just working through that's a difficult swing to label. I'm not in love with it. So, it looks like you have to put the 4 there, right? And you turn it into another fucking diag, because I don't think I can finish that. Oh, yeah, all right. Let's just real quick just take a look here, see if I can do it down on a 5-minute. All right, and then I'll get off of this. God, he might stump the band twice here. How am I going to finish that? I could do it right here, but that is the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would have to be... I don't want that connected to that, so I'd have to do it this way. I'm doing it here. I don't like the look of that ending. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I finish that? That might work. But the 1 and the 2 don't seem to play very well together. So this is a good candidate for the 1, having worked through all of this. 1, 2. Well, I got to go 1, 2. Fuck. That sure looks, that's like a 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. But that fucks me up, right? So maybe I can't go 1, 2 either. That's a tough one here. So you're going to have to call that 1, 2. 3. Maybe I can get it that way. I'm going to do it 3, 4 this way. 1, 2, 3. Fuck me. Let's label that inside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a bit of a force fit. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. That's the best I can see in there. All right, so I think we can live with that as a second 1. So maybe after all of that, it's going to be exactly as he initially laid it out, all just 1 2s. That's a tough count, right? So if anybody's watching here, go pull that up. You won't remember mine. Pull it up. See if you can get it. A tough one. That sure looks like an ABC. Oh, that'll work. All right, so you got your, no, it almost doesn't matter how you label it, right? What do we got here? We got sideways. All right, so if we're done here, X is the logical conclusion, A, B, C. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now we're starting to get some cleaner. I mean, this is a chop monster. So all that overlap here, it's true. It's just it is what it is. It's a good start here. So he's coming now down for the idea that we've gone 1 2 off of this nice expanding diag here. Let's see, are we done? I'm on a 5-minute. Looks like you can go A, B, 1 2 3 4 5. So it looks like you got it. A, B, C. Now you're using, that's your 50, I'm assuming. Here, I'm going to just use my colors here just since I'm used to it. Okay, right to a 50. We're not in log, so I'd use a regression channel there. Nice little break. Looks like that's, again, I'm on a 5 minutes, so it looks like that's just your first little squirt out. So per his setup here, it doesn't look like we're in yet. If I push that over here, he's looking for golden zone. That's always the conundrum here, because you can see the alternate count is right there, right? Could this be 1 2 3 4 5? If so, then we're looking for more to it, right? A, B, C. I wouldn't back up. This looks very doable here. It doesn't look like that's quite done, though, does it? It looks like there's a little 1 2 that's in there. Looks like we're working on the 3 4 5. I'd let that finish because it sets itself up pretty nicely for a little retrace here of a test. Oh, God damn it. Come here. 1. Right now, give me this. No, I like it. So while you're waiting for the golden zone, if you may not get it, right? That's always, we love golden zone because the risk is so low, but often, right, you're going to have to take your first bite at the 50. So if you're not already, then I'd let that 5 complete, because it does look like a decent 5 is underway there. 1 2 3. So 1 2. Not that low. Oh, just force a habit, right? I'm going to keep, I always do that so I can see, right? So I don't miss, right? There's a test. That could have more to go in that 3. I mean, when in doubt, measure it. Pretty good. There might be another kick there, which would push that off. A little more there. Looks like it wants it. Watch list for sure, but it's not there yet. Let the 5 complete, and again, we don't know if that 3 looks like it's still going. 3 4 5. I'd let that finish, get it on my A list for retracements. You don't have it yet, but that's all you got so far. Look for that break. Definitely watch list. Alice, maybe the oddest name for a cryptocurrency I've ever heard. My neighbor Alice. An NFT. I wonder, working in that space. All right, so I think we got, boy, you're rocking me right off out of the chute, Frade. 2 good charts, 2 very difficult counts, right? So good for you for posting those up. Those were some difficult Elliott here. And then let me get back to what you sent me, which is all of this. So what do we have here as we look? So I'm going to just change this to, hang on, just because it brightens it up a little bit. Okay, so 1 2. You can pull these off out at this degree. 1 2 3. Well, that's a big target. So look at your upside potential here. So really, if I push this out, you're looking for 37 to 1. If that's 1 2, it's not pretty straightforward. If that's 1 2, well, You're likely not to get there on this run, right? You're going to need a 3, 4, 5. Just thinking it through. That may be too much. That may be too optimistic. That if this is 1, 2, well, you might have to be looking for something within that scale, right? So 3, 4, 5, right? So right there, is that going to be your 3? Likely not, right? That would just, now that's setting up the one of the 3. Interesting chart. Right? I mean, it certainly has potential to rip. Oh, I'd do this as well. Just the prior high. I might even use the body high, so I didn't lose track of what it's done historically. Oh, Jesus. I suppose you'd have to make note of that as well. For targets, I mean, that's where it landed. Whew, tough one. Well, and then you see as well here, you're essentially, you've had a breakout, now coming back down to retest. So if you brought this up just a hair into that, right to the edge of it. Boy, hard not to like that as a solid pivot. So while this was a bitch of a count, oh shit, I suppose at its simplest, 1, 2, oh fuck, did we finish that? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's a brutal count right there. Because really, you look at it, and what you want to do is just do this, right? It looks like it's just a 3. But if you work through it, it's there. I mean, enough to where I'd take a bite at this. It's got potential. I mean, technically, you're at a solid spot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this is shaky. My guess is, unless this goes 1, 2, and you get the rip out of here, this is going to need some more attention. So I wouldn't stay out of the trade, right? If you come down here to that edge, I'd take that trade. I mean, you've got all the night. I mean, even if you take the Elliott out of it here, right? So you've got classic Wyckoff here, right? Accumulation. Here's the push. Here's the retest. Now, do we hold above and get that swing out of there? Tough one. This is definitely difficult count to get a handle on. It's another one I might spend more time on. Boy, that's a toughie. But right there as it sits, and then from where are we from the low? I didn't even get the. Is that my absolute low? I'd use this one. All right. So in between the 50 and the golden zone, off of this, the absolute low. Tricky one, but that's, I think, tradable. Certainly, there's a trade setting up there on that retrace. All right, let me keep moving. Oh shit, did I get back to back? Oh no, pardon me. This is Diamond Lee that gave me this one. Sorry. Diamond Lee gave me Alice. So sorry, Diamond Lee. I thought that was Frayed 57. Okay, so ETH, please. Now what? Oh, he wants ETH here. Okay, so let me get that one done. All right. I think that count probably needs a little more attention, but I don't want to get bogged down. But that's the process, right? We all go through what works, what doesn't. Can it be simplified? What's the geometry? What'd the algo do last? I mean, all that series of questions. All right, so, oh man, we got a toughie here again. So you're giving me a 15-minute on ETH. Okay, so we got a day trader. Okay, so first I have to pull back and just say, okay, where are we? 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going for the 1, 2. So all of these go over here. Yeah, come here. All of these need a new home. Those all have to go over here. Okay, so well, the same low as Bitcoin, all of this. 1. Well, you're gonna have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's no other way to count that. That looks like a perfect measured move as well. It is. Oh, Jesus. Look how perfect that is. Literally tags the golden zone right to target, right? So you know what happened there, right? So remember, right? What did the algo do last, right? That's where we start. What did it do last? So we have a hard pivot here that's already got to target. Oh, looks like, oh, pardon me, hang on. Let's see where we did here. All right, so there's target. It's much like Bitcoin. You got to go 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4, 5 into the 1. This is nice. I like what you're doing here. So we got, looks like we got a speed fan and let me get in there. Oh, but in a small amount, I see alternative is an ugly impulse from the low. Okay, let's get in there. All right, so here's the speed fan. He's working off of this low here. So there's the 618 and the 618 and the 65, right? So we're splitting on the angle. That's how we get those right in the pocket, right? So you got to, that's technically interesting there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks solid. A, B, C into the X, W, X. Now A, B. Well, you got a waterfall here, so I suppose you could do 1, 2. Damn it. Well, let's leave it like that, right? So you see, he's pulling a B in here, maybe a little early, but let's see. Well, the size of the C to the A would just make me pause and say, is there another way to do it? But given the size of that rip, I think the WXY looks reasonable. So now the A, the B, and you're looking for one more leg down. Another leg down in ETH. Boy, we are... Well, let's see. Is there a... Let's see what you're saying here. Can we get that into a diag? Boy, that's a bitch. Yeah, I think you can, actually. Let's label it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, A, B, C. That looks like that could work, actually. Right, so I don't hate it. All right, so that looks pretty good. So candidate here, is it a W or is it a 1? All right, so he's, let's brighten that up a little bit. 1 or W? A. W. 1. No, it looks like 2, 3, 4. A, B, C. That looks like a decent X, actually. All right. So I don't know if he's looking for the short or looking for the next buy. My guess is if we're going to get that 5 there. 1, 2, 3. That's obviously the 4, but we may not be done there. Although that's the 3. So let's see. No, it looks like it's right here. Oh, that's not a great start. Well, a little bit of a conundrum here because you got a candidate here, as he's noting. This could be an A, a B, and a C. So what do we come off of here? It's W. If it's an X and we're looking for a Y, we'd be looking for a 3 to come out of here. I don't know that I'd be shorting that. So the bull count would have you going 1, 2. Let me raise that up so we can see it a little better. I'm going to put that in white here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'd have to, okay, how would that fit? WX, so the Y would have to be in over here. Doesn't have good symmetry, does it? Right. So if that's the W, that's the X. And that's mighty steep B, right? So, well, we have a clear invalidation point. So if we break this pivot, then the WXY goes out of the chute, and it's 1, 2, 3, which strikes me as more probable. So let's think about that. So if that would be 1, 2, we're working on the 3. If we break that, then you're down here. I'd be on the buy side here. That's what I'd be looking for. And my guess is that's what he's thinking. Although he may be right, on a since he's trading the perpetual on Bybit, which is very easy to day trade, he may be looking for the short here. I don't know that I'd be looking for the short. I'd be looking for the long off of the candidate here for the 3 to complete. Now, ideally, if you could break that pivot, then you could take something off the board. It's like Bitcoin, right? Fucker did not take that one option off the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 2 ways to think of that, right? So if you get the 4 and the retrace here, and you can see how right, we'd come right back into this little consolidation pocket here. If we come right back into that, that would be appealing, and you'd likely have fuck. If we could get that, now let's come back right about there. Right into that prior consolidation, completes the 5. Okay, so one thought is you trade the 4 to the 5 because you're too late into this, right? And you still are not sure if that's WXY or ABC, don't know, or if it's 1, 2, 3. So I think the 4 looks pretty tradable. The 4 to the 5, you'd be playing off of that structure there, right there. So if we come back into that, you could anticipate you'll see some structural support there. Buyers defend. You might get that last little pop, and then of course you're just waiting for the next 3. Right, now bring it down. Now we're looking for the big one. Now that's on a 15-minute. With that as your target. You see, be careful about feeling a need to be in the market. This is, I mean, a couple of the ones we've got right out of the chute here are very tricky. So if I'm not drop dead, I know exactly where that is. I'll wait. Now, there's always a risk of, something runs away from you, but I just have found if I'm over time, if I'm patient and I wait for a setup that's right, just exactly what I'm looking for. That's not like, God damn, that could be an A, that could be a B, that could be an X, that could be a 1. Those are where you hear yourself thinking that. Your first reflex should be, perhaps I should wait. Now, I know then that you're fighting in between your ears. Well, what if I miss it? Right? The FOMO is on the other side, is on the other shoulder, right? So your rational, the rational trader is on your left shoulder saying, well, that's a little unclear. Perhaps I'll wait. The devil on the other side is saying, oh, fuck, man, you're going to miss out a big rip. So you have to find that balance within yourself. And ultimately that comes with time, right? Having taken, God knows how many trades. I can't even imagine how many trades I've taken. But over time, at least for me, if I wait for something where there's no confusion, and it may take you a little bit longer to find it, but if you're in this because, oh, fuck, all right, ETH is pumping, Bitcoin's pumping today, but you're not sure of the count, I just think that it's just going to be a more stressful experience. So right off the bat, you're like, okay, come on, break it. What if we get a little weakness here? Then you're thinking, oh shit, it's a B, right? Then see that lack of conviction when you enter the market has a way of kind of eating away at you. So you get overly concerned about it. Okay, I must be wrong, right? So now you jump out, and then you get the 4 to the 5. Oh, okay, now I can see it, right? But whereas if I didn't have to take that loss, or I mean, certainly you wouldn't. I'd like to think you wouldn't be a buyer right there, right? Let me just look where you are, right? So you're right there. That would be, I think, a high risk place to enter the market. Not to mention, here you're about to do what I tell you to never do, which is try and buy at a breakout. If it breaks that, all the more, right? The market, I mean, pretty good. We're getting, do we have anything below? No, I don't. You're getting, the market doesn't move that way. I mean, right. So here's go down the escalator and up the stairs, right? It's more of a grind up, and it'll waterfall down, right? So ETH is, like Bitcoin, is prone to these just free falls, liquidation sell-offs. For me, this is a wait and see. You've done great work here, right? So, and duly noted, right? All the alternates are marked here. So not only is it good for us, but it's good work for you, but good for us to interpret what you're doing and showing those alternates. And that's just trading reality right there. Is it good enough, right? If you like it enough, I mean, if you're itching to get in, well, this is, you want to get it here, right? That's where you want to get it. It could start down. Right? If that's the B, 1, 2. Now, are you buying that? I wouldn't. 3. Now, you buying that? I would. quick. If you're wrong, you're stopped out quickly. Now what have I got? 3, 4, 5. Now I'm getting the C. Okay, so maybe I took a loss there, but now it would have been a modest, right? It's not an account crusher. Now, if I think I got it here, I'm at structure. Oh, it was an ABC, WXY. I got it. Okay, now 1, 2. Now, if that were to play that way, now I'm at this point in time. I'm not confused. I don't know. Well, shit, could be this, could be that. That's my view on how to approach that. Right, FOMO versus the rational side of yourself. Right, FOMO is we all deal with it. Right, I deal with it. We all deal with it. Right. Oh fuck, man, like shit's gonna go. Even if it goes, there'll be a retracement. It always is. All right, let me keep moving. Man, you guys are hitting me hard right off the bat. So Diamond Light give me.
Hey, Sam.
Yep.
At the very bottom under vote, look at James's alternate for ETH as well.
Oh, I see it. Okay, let me bring that up. Alt, copy link. Okay, so let's get another perspective on it. Oh, okay. So WX. Well, kind of the same thing, right? So it's just a different way to get there. If it's W, either way, right? The implication is there's another leg down here. So he's suggesting that it's W. Oh, hang on a second. So we've gone W, A, B, and we're working on the C is this last push up. And now you'd be expecting an ABC to come down, which kind of comes back to, well, and as Diamond Lee has it as well, is it a B? Is it a WX, right? You're unsure, so why take the trade? Well, so then the answer of why take the trade is you don't want to miss the rip. But I just would tell you you don't want to be, when the market has moved that far, it's just the way the market moves, right? It's just the natural people want to take profit, right? Or stops get hit, or shorts or start covering. I would propose to you, this would be a terrible place to enter the market. That doesn't mean it couldn't blow right through here and we're at 5,000 tomorrow morning. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that the entry here right into the, Jesus, look at, you're buying into all of that structure here. You're going to make, I mean, there's probably a little profit there, and okay, maybe it blows right through. Maybe it hits stops there and off it goes. But I would just be very uncomfortable buying there. Very. I don't care if that 5 goes this far, right? I'll wait because now it's stress-free trading. I could have a nice trade. I could get stopped out, but I'm not, just kind of rolling dice. Okay, fuck it. Okay, let's see. Maybe it goes. Right? That is not a way to approach the market. It's just not, right? And this is a very valid alternate here. I think James and I have shared this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Boy, what are we doing here, right? Is there any clear trend here? I got higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low, right? But it's lower high to this, right? So you're just in consolidation here. There's no reason to force a trade here. Be my view. All right, let me keep moving because, I'd love to find something that was just like, oh, man, loaded up right here. Okay, let's see what Abdo's got. He's looking, what are you looking for here, Abdo? Oh, see, I'm always confused when I get 2 links as to which one I should pick. I'm usually assuming one is an image and then one is the link that I can, that's a shareable link, but I'm never sure which one to pick. So what do I have here? This is the one I can use. Oh yeah, I'm no Abdo because it's coloring. All right, Abdo, what are we thinking here? Please see. We're back on cocoa futures. Okay, please see ICE US CC2. That's the trade. Okay, so we're back to. I think we looked at this last week. I'm just glad to see some commodities come in here. Okay, so that's look like a clear 4. Oh, I don't think you have to be that complicated there because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 is all in there. But I mean, that's classic 4 structure. But that looks like that's the 4 of the 3. It almost doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get that. So not much subdivision on that B, but that looks like that. It looks like 38. Close to the 50. Close to the 50. Well, hard to argue with that, right? So nice clean impulse off of this low, which is a candidate for a B, apparently. Oh, I need more. Ooh, did you give it to me in log? I don't think you did. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E. I'm not sure how we're getting. Hang on a second. What are we thinking here? It looks like just a giant triangle, doesn't it? A, B, C, D, E. That would imply bearish, so that doesn't quite work. That's not a great looking A. Oh, fuck. 1, 2. Oh, that doesn't look great. Well, let's see. How are you? So you're going A, B, C. You're going A, B, C. I don't. The triangle doesn't quite work because you keep ending up with a bearish finish. Well, okay. Let's just play it out. Okay, so we'd have. I'm just bringing these down here a little bit. So so we're going with B here. So we'd have to do. How are we going to get a B here, relative to this A? Okay, I guess we can do it. All right, so let's get the triangle in there. All right, so A, B, C, D, E into the B. All right, got it. Okay, there's the B. So we're looking for a C. You're thinking larger triangle. Interesting. Okay, so we've got a good candidate for the B. We got a ripping impulse off of the 1. Now we're getting a mighty deep 2, aren't we? So that looks good. This is approaching target, but we're getting pretty deep there. So we're going to have to go, since we've broken golden zone, we're at the 786. Let's go platinum here. So we're at 786, 887 just below. Well, that's you're trying to buy the falling knife there. So let's go down to the 1. Oh, I see what you're doing there, right? So that looks good. This is good work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's solid. Boy, I sure would want to see a reaction here, something. You know, any commodity like this, you really have to be tracking it. What's going on with the weather? What's going on with the crop cycle? Why the rise? Why the fall? This is interesting. I mean, you got something technically there, but the potential here, I just don't like the risk reward here. I mean, right now we're just in a free fall. Fuck, you're even on a 15-minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be, I think, a high risk trade right there. I mean, there's just no signs of that finishing. Do we even have a 5 in that last leg? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the implication would be that's 1, 2. I mean, you know, you could take a trade. There's a trade right there, right? I mean, 15-minute in cocoa. It depends what you're after here. Are you after a few hundred, few thousand? How aggressive do you want to be here? So this looks like it's equally as deep. So it looks like we've done 786 again. So you're going to call that 1, 2? Well, you could, I mean, think about that. You could take that trade as it sits right now. There's your target. What's the risk reward? I wouldn't give it a tick below the 887. It's 4 to 1. You've already had a nice little reaction. Now that's a 15 minutes. So it was probed, right? Remember, any 2 or B is always a push to get those stops. They don't get them. Doesn't mean they won't get them, but the risk reward here is pretty favorable. But you're trying to pick the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so always the alternate is, oh, well, I'll just wait till that confirms and I see a 5 coming off of that and I'll take the retrace. I mean, 5 minute. I mean, this is $10 a tick, right? So this one, this is a, used to trade this a lot. It's not easy to trade. One, it's a New York market. Those are a bitch to trade. But the appeal is that it's for a day trader is that it pays. All right, at $10 a tick. That's not much of a 3, is it really? Well, okay, so even if you're thinking, okay, there's the 2, right, and we're going to squeeze it in there, right, you're going to need a 1 in that 3, so this might be the safer way to go, right? Try and get it right here. So push this here, but then you're going to have to redo this. And your target came down, right? But it's 5 to 1. That's what I would do. I'd say, okay, do I get something I can call a 5 here? Because you're already stretching here to call that a 5. Now it's a nice rip, but we don't get a higher high here, right? We don't get it. And so we have just another lower high. But now we're getting some reaction here. Right? Here's where you know you're wrong, right? You've got a very, very clear invalidation point, which I like. So I always look for, can I buy it as close to where I'm wrong as possible? Well, if I can, then that's interesting to me, right? If I can get that. So something has to come out of here. I'm on a 5 minute to show me strength. Otherwise, again, we just keep in mind, okay, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So here, are we officially breaking that pattern? Are we going to get, is this a higher low? Well, you'd have more conviction in it if I could really dig a clear 5 out of that and I could get a clear 3 out of that. Then I'd say, oh, no problem, right? The risk reward is beautiful. I'll take it. This could be, maybe. I'd have to know. I'm not in touch with the commodities markets like I used to be when I was a broker. Right? I knew what the weather was going to be in Southern Africa, right? So, I mean, now you'd have to do a little due diligence on that, see whether you want to trade that. And I'm guessing, Abdo, you must have already done that, or you tracking what's going on in the commodities markets. But that's just technically just looking at it. Boom, boom. All right, now you got a V, right? What last V you had, right? All right, ended up with a new low. Now we're going to get the same thing. I'd be cautious there. I think that's all of them. Okay, so Abdo, I think it was just Coco. Okay, so now I got Alwanahi with AAVE. So
hey, Sam.
Yeah.
We have a donation for Mana.
Oh, sure.
MANA USDT.
Mana.
And I'm not sure which chart's the oldest, but they're looking for a count off November 16th low.
Are we looking at futures or just the cash?
Just USDT.
Okay. Well, well here, let me bring that up and see what our choices are. Mana USDT.
I would say Binance is fine.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, somebody. Oh, that's interesting. I just got Abdo's work because I was still on his chart. Okay. Well, shit. Abdo may have it here. I may have to. Feel like I'm cheating if I do that. Well, let's see. So he's going to have. This is actually not bad, right? So this is a little Monte Crypto magic here, where these are going to be long-term support and resistance levels. Which look how the market responds to these, right? That's why he teaches that. Looks like we got enough distance here for a log. Yeah, certainly we do. So I would. So why are we hitting that? So that must be a weekly low. So 1, 2 seems the obvious. All right. So things when I first bring up a chart like this, okay, where are the easy things to spot, right? So the 3 here, pretty hard to miss. This sure looks like a completed impulse. Oh, that's a little tricky up there. Looks like that's wick. So if you had, it looks like you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get you that A. I'm on a daily. Let's take a closer look at that. That looks like that could have truncated there, actually. because there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that. So it looks like you might have a little truncation there, which means you're going to have to pull the 3, 4. You're going to have to pull the 1, 2 early in here. Oh, I don't know that it matters. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Looks like you got a diag there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't say I love that. That's an 8 hour. Let's go to a 2. Are we stuck with that? Looks like you might be. No, down here I got to stay in log. So that's too much. Okay, so 1, 2. Right in the pocket. Got a good 3, so looks like you got a reasonable candidate here. All right, so we can see 5 longer than 3, 3 longer than 1. So, okay, contender, 3, 4, 5. Let's go blue here. All right, just at first blush. And sometimes you'll just post them up and then have a good long look at it and say, I don't like it. So but that's typically what I'll do. I'll just kind of go, okay, well, there's the last corrective swing. Okay, well, I got to use that. I can't go 1, 2, 3. So I got to live with it. So I got to go A, B, C. So thus let's just look in here. Is there an alternate here I'm missing? I don't think so. I think I'm stuck with that. So let's see how this looks as a 2. One, 2, A, B, C. But I don't like that. Well, maybe you can get that. Here, if I don't do this, all right, you get lost. Let's go down to a 1. Now here, no, I still got to have log. I'm trying to get out of log here. I can get out of log. Well, out of log, I get a deeper retracement. I don't like that. I can't, well, maybe I can. 1, 2. I think I like that. Let's go back to log here. I don't want it to. It looks like I might have another diag there. Oh, that looks like an ugly finish right there. I might have to live with that. That's as ugly as the first one. I could actually put it here. Oh. A, B, C. A, B, C. I don't love that. I might have to do it right here, right? So why am I moving that? Well, the most probable location for the 4, members all know this, right? So in a diag is to look for the 4 at the 50. A, B, oof, that's a shit finish. Actually, I think I'd finish it this way. A, B, C for the 2. Kind of leaning into that. Let's see. So let's think about that as a 2. All right. So if this is the 1, 2, big rip in the 3. Oh, only crypto, right? Can you be on a 1 hour chart? Really, there's no other market like it. We can be at a 1 hour chart, and be pulling this down, and see that. Right, that's why we're here. That's why we love crypto, right? I mean, where else do you see that? You don't. 1, 2. Well, let's put it in context. Clearly, that's the. Oh, okay. So hang on now. He's doing that as a. Oh, that's him. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Poof. All right, so this has to go up a degree. Okay, so let me change that color so I don't get lost here. 1, 2. Well, all right, you can see the little lip in the 1, 2 is there. So you're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, monster rip. Let's get that labeled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is one too many, I think. Maybe not. Let's see here. I'll lose track. Okay, so 1, 2. No, I do need that one. So I need a 1, 2. Looks like that's the 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, and I'm going to change you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that's the 5. So the 1, 2 looks solid. 1, 2. Here's my high probability zone. I like that. All right, so we got a wick went through it. So this is going to, I can't tell what he's pulling from there, but Monty would know. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks like good work there because that's a clear 3, WXY. So you got to use it. 1, 2. You're working on the 3. You got some good upside targets here. 3, 4. We're still working on this 5. Okay, so this goes up here. This goes up here. This goes off here. 1, 2, looking for that 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 1, 8. You know, good target. I mean, look at the size of the 3. 1, 2. Well, that's the internal 3. So we're really looking for a big screamer here. But boy, that's such a monster. Oh, this is not. I like now this one. I like. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're seeking the third here. All right, so do we have a trade off of this 4? 1, 2, we're in the third. Looks like we're in that. Oh, let's try a 30-minute. WXY into the 4. 1, yeah, that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 ABC's clear as a bell. Oof. ABC. All right, well, let's get it marked. Looks like that's what he's doing here. Get out of there. All right, so let's get right on it. Are you on it? Get on it. Okay. How'd we do? Oh, fuck. That's a pain in the ass. Is there another way to do that? Ugh. Well, that's annoying as hell right there. Let's see here. Do we have any other way to work this? Looks like we do. Okay, so because of that, so immediately when you see that, you go, okay, I got something wrong. That's solid. That's solid. This is our problem here. So perhaps we've got to do it this way. Now, you can end up to where, fuck, you can't fix it, right? You can't make it work. So, but, you know, if you can, then I start immediately going, can I make that work? God damn it. I think I get the overlap there. No, I do. All right, so I can get that to work. All right. Little joys of an Elliottician, right? Okay, so we get, because that would have fucked me up. Okay, so we got it. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're seeking the 5. And we're going to finish with an impulse. And then we just squeaked by with an impulse here. So 1, 2, there's the 3. This sure looks like 4 material. Now, we getting out of there? Well, that looks like a 3 right now. Or it could be the 1, 2, 3, 4. We're already going to do another diag of the 5. Oh, let's just check this here. Right? We got just a mental checklist. What do we go through here? So second most common, right? 1, 2, 7, 1, 3, 8. So we got a good 3 there. I sure as hell would be paying attention to this one, which we just looked at. Now 2 to the 4 looks solid. That's going to be the 38, right? You can tell just looking at it, right? 38. Now are we out? Well, let's see here. Likely that's just an algo. The sell side algo is kicking in there. I'd be willing to bet you. Right, I'm not quite on it. Willing to bet you that is the sell side. Oh, Jesus, is that not? Oh, it still amazes me, right? Just right to it, right? You're just looking at it, going, "Oh, well, that looks about bang right at the golden zone," and it's a 3, right? That's a bit problematic. So you can see the alternate count in here, but we got to be careful of this 1. Because there's a possibility you've got an A that's gone in here. 1, 2, 3. A, B. Well, it looks like you could finish it. Well, let's label it. Looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I can't have that because that's a lower low. So what do I have to fatten the 4? A, B, C. Looks like I'm stuck with that. Well, no, I can't. I'm stuck with that. I got to do this right because I can expand the B. Well, so I can go A, B, C, or W, X, Y. Actually, it looks like a 3, 3, 3. So it's W, X, Y into the 4, straight down for the 5. So I get a lower low here. I'm not sure what he's referencing there, why that's not on the... Oh, it's on this pivot. Okay, so coming out of that sure looks like an ABC, doesn't it, right? It's not hard to... So... When you're this is actually just a great example, right? So of what we deal with, because so if you were thinking, A, B, C, right? Now, is that 1, 2? Well, right off the bat, look at that. It looks like a 3, doesn't it? So you'd be suspect of that start. You didn't quite get what you wanted there. Wait a second. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so even if you do it that way, right? It's a tricky one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's a candidate. So you'd be thinking, okay, I got a good shot here for a 1, 2, 3. Right, and look, shit that doesn't happen randomly, right? So when it's not overlapping, the market is talking to you, right? So 1, 2, 3. Oh, now because it could have so easily. A, B, C into the B. All right, now what is that, right? Do I really have an impulse there? Well, it looks like you have a start on it. Looks like you had a good start. So where would have been the trade, right? So that would have been kind of looking at this. Maybe you take that, right? That would have been, you had to really wanted it. So do I get a clear impulse out of this, right? You'd have wanted something like this, right, to finish it. You don't get it. So now this is a good example, much like we were just talking about before. Like, oh shit, is that really? Do I want that trade? Well, let's put it in context. Okay, if this is an A wave here and that's a B wave, well, let's label that up and see, does that fit with the overall picture that we're looking at? So that would imply that we're still coming down. Now, that would be the 4 here. Now, I'm starting to think that that's just too much, right? So maybe too big, maybe not. Let's just get some structure on it. If that's the 3, 1, 2. Well, it's not terrible. Or you'd want the 3s. This is so much like the Bitcoin trade right now. You kind of wanted a bigger 3. You didn't get it, and you can't invalidate here because we haven't had an overlap. So this looks like it's got to come down one more time, right? Come down towards and be mindful of that pivot. So you'd have, well, let's look at it. Let's come out of log here, see if we get any better. So here's which, and I do this for my own sake as well, right? 1, 2. Does this look right? For the 5th, I mean, it's not terrible. All right, so let's go back to a little more time here, because we've had this massive 3. So we'd be finishing the whole thing up here to give us that 5. That's not bad, actually. That's not a bad finish. It's really not. So is there a trade, right? So, which I'm sure is the question. Well, Well, so of course, half of it is, are you in already, right? Or are you just looking to get in? I would want to see how do you know, right? So you've got a good candidate here for an A to have gone in. It's a little bit of a squeeze. Fuck, I don't think you can get it, right? So even if you went into an ABC or as a W, I suppose you could do it. It would be a bit of a squeeze, right? So you could do WX ABC into the Y, right? So there is a count that would get you done here. So if you're WXY here, you don't have an impulse. Now maybe that kicks, but now you're back to, well, maybe, I hope it does. Past the Hopium pipe, I'm jonesing. See, I mean, that's a stressful trade. Why take that trade? What, not to mention, as I just showed you guys, you just bumped into the sell side. Oh, that was a log scale. That was a log bump. Well, let's come out of log, see how it looks. Well, that's where an algo kicks in right here, right? So they're still fighting for that. They'll defend it right up to that. So if you broke there, so if you got this to break here, now you could say, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if that's the 3, which already it looks problematic, now you're thinking, oh, maybe it's a diag, maybe I can relabel this. This looks too iffy to me, or it looks like that needs to come down one more time, because that can't be the 3, right? So you just common sense. We can look at this and say, well, it can't be 1, 2, 3. It's not long enough, right? And the 4s are already overlapped. So even if you were thinking diag, leading diag, oh shit, maybe it is. Let's just double check it before I spout off on it. Let's just double check it. No, it is long enough, right? So pardon me, right? So we could do it, but we don't have the right structure. So we'd have to turn this into an ABC. You're turning that into an ABC. Well, shit, we can get down on, we can do it here. ABC, I guess you could live with it. 1, 2. That's not a good enough impulse for me. So let's see, is there a trade here? Well, right off the bat, you're calling that a 1. That's a 2, and you're digging an impulse out of that. I'm already at a 15-minute. Oh, shit. Here, let's just do the whole deal. Let's go down to a 5. Okay, I can live with that one, although that's not a great-looking 3. I think that's probably WXY. 1, 2. Pick your retrace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't look great. That just looks like a well, almost looks like you got 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that already that looks like an A. Looks like you got an A there. B, C. I'd be cautious about any sort of ad here, and hopefully as I work through all of that, you come back to that and you say, I kind of see the point here, right? I mean, maybe, right? So you could look at this and say, well, is it technical? I'm assuming your interest is on the long side. Okay, well, I've got something that I can work with here. This is the dominant. I'm not quite to that 50 yet. It doesn't look like a 1, 2, 3, does it? Looks more like an ABC. So this being an A, again, we just looked at it, right? So we're doing it again. Right, same kind of thing, almost the same distance, not quite to the golden zone, just like this is not quite golden zone. I'd want to see that complete. So if you got this here, okay, then now you're thinking A. Now you're thinking diag, right? So you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe I turn this into an ABC, which already looks a little iffy. It looks like it's just, again, not ripe for a new trade. So for me, if I brought this up and I was looking for the long side, it wouldn't be there yet. I mean, could you take the trade? Sure, fuck, hell yeah, all right. We got to swing, we got to retrace, but do you have enough to say that's worth it? All right, we could even go down here. Okay, if we come into here, all right, is there a trade there? Yeah, you can pretty much always find a trade if you're looking for one. 1, 2. So what would that be? Now you're back to thinking, okay, so I got to go. It can't. So 1, 2, 1, 2 would be, I guess, the other alternate. I don't know why you disconnect these swings. That looks like, we looked at that, right? That was long enough, right? So you've got a candidate here for an ABC that comes right into the sell side here. So you got the sell side algo pushing for this pivot down here. Now I have, look where the target is, right in the golden zone. So the best trade here would be to let this thing finish and come down here. And this is where you buy with both hands. Let's come back to a 1 hour and put that all back together. So your premise would be that you're not finished with the 5 yet. Now, would that make sense? If you're going to put the 4 in here. Can't say I love that structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not terrible. You're going to get the overlap. Well, so this I like, right? So you'd get a very clear invalidation, so you'd have an incredibly low risk trade there to put on, right? If you got the opportunity at golden zone, nothing says you're going to, but right, you'd have clear invalidation points. So you could take that and be aggressive because the risk to reward is going to be so good. 14 to 1. 14.5 to 1 to have that finish. That's not a terrible finish considering what came before it. This monster rip into the 4, 1, 2, 3. It seems like that's decent, but this doesn't look like it's ripe yet. Maybe a retrace here at the 50 if you come back down here and this C comes a little bit lower. You're putting the B here, so again, it could be WX. Now you're going to finish with the 3, right? That's the question. Am I going to finish with a 5 or a 3? Well, if I go A, B, and I get 5 in that 3, and it's technical, I mean, here again, it's impossible to miss some of this stuff. Anything in there would be of interest, right? I've got invalidation. I know where my resistance is because the algo is already fired, right? It's already there. So I know it's there. So I know this one's pushing for that target, which is right at the golden zone. Yeah. Shit, this going on my watch list, right? If offered down here, that's always the variable, right? Do I get a chance? I might even take a nibble right here if the C has a 5 in it. At that 3, just off of that structure, I might take 40%, 50% of what I wanted to buy here. And if I get the little kick down here, at least I'm adding. Look at the risk on the add. Very, very modest. So what would your risk be on the total? So if you took half here, well, you'd split it, right? So let's split the difference. So you took 50% here, 50 at the golden zone. I'd give that a little room. Well, pardon me, you don't need to give that any room, right? Because it's going to invalidate the count. So 1 tick below is all you need. So you put your stop right into the 65. You still got over 6 to 1. You probably put a channel on this as well. We're out of log. Where's my fucker? Yeah. Let's get rid of you. I think the pitchfork has already come and gone. Oh shit! I gotta check that. Okay, let's get that. That's too good. Let's get that right on it. Let's get you out of there. It looks like you might have a drop dead in your face. God, is that a golden corner that went? Oh, it just missed. Son of a bitch. Looks because I think that was the 618, wasn't it? You got a slight break here. So I think we looked at this in log. We were just in front of it. So if we take it out of log, now we got a tiny little break here. Looks like that's ABC, 1, 2. Well, you got the algo target. Interesting. So let's see. That has implications, the fact that we didn't get there. Interesting. That's a miss, right? Which sets up a retracement the size of the swing that failed to get there. Now, it could still get there, right? That actually is setting up that. Because we don't make the median line, that's really fucking close. But that's too far, right, to call that. That's too far. So there's another variable just to keep in the back of your mind. Now, we're pretty far removed from that, so you might be redrawing that. Oh, you popped here pretty cleanly. But that first one would be just in the back of my mind. I'd be a little concerned about that. If this isn't going to go, and then you'd be back here reevaluating the count, obviously, that you finished up here. So I don't see another way to get it done. 1, 2. Well, you can't go 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because 3 would be the shortest. So this looks like the odds play is still very good for this to come back up here. Very low risk entry points here and here. Get to the split it 9-1. All right, hopefully that helps a little bit. That's a tricky one. I can see why that would be a challenge. If you're long, I wouldn't be overly worried, right? If you're looking to add to it, you got some pretty attractive spots a little bit lower if it's offered. If you're already long, I don't think it's good enough to be adding where you sit right now. But I wouldn't be overly nervous about, oh man, am I in the wrong spot? Because you're right, and here's where you're just in the middle of an impulse. You're just dealing with the toughest part, right? The corrections. That's what you're trying to get. All right. Well, thanks for that. I hope that gives you a little bit of insight, a little bit of help. At least that's how I would approach it. Where did I leave off? Awanahi and Ave. Did I do that one?
No, you finished Coco, I believe.
Okay, so Awanahi. Okay, let me get that one. This is Ave. Ave. Oh, I got to copy that. Okay. James is going to be interesting. Finally got someone other than James posting on the graph, so I'll be interested to see what he thinks. Okay, so you're giving me a 1 hour on AAVE on Coinbase. Okay, there it all comes. Okay, so of course I can't see what you're thinking without doing that. Okay. Well, one thing that you might consider, unless you're measuring for the 786, is once you're breaking the golden zones, you can take that side off. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm only doing that since you didn't have the 786 marked. So this, I'm thinking there's more history, but it's good work here. I'm just going to hide those just to get a little more insight into the chart. Now that looks actually quite good. So what's our range here? Well, that's a log scale range. 25 to 673. Yeah, that's far enough. Oh, but you know what? Pardon me. Awanahi, maybe I didn't put it in log, and you were thinking about a log measure. I think that could be what you're thinking. Oh, see, I think you're thinking here we got golden zone here, but the algo won't be there, right? So once it breaks, it won't buy it here. It's just not the way it works. So if this were a golden zone, right, you could take that. But since this one's broken, you don't need that one anymore, unless you're tracking the set for the 786. WXY, that's solid. ABC, that's solid. AB, right? See, you're kind of stuck with that. 1, 2, that's classic 4 territory. It looks like it's over a little bit. Oh, maybe not, right? I see what you're doing, right? So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Could we be done? Kind of. Right, this is just staring you right in the face, right? Okay, so I've got all this structure here. I'm going to pull that down just a hair. There we go. So we've got a clear area of demand being tested again. Boy, this is good, Elliott here. Nice work, right? So do you see how he's got every little detail? Well, there's nothing else to do with that other than, just out of curiosity. If we did this one, did we get 786 if I go up? I got 786 there. It is tempting to think 3, 4, 5, but boy, that would be an ugly diag to finish that with. We ought to. Let's see. No, I don't think it would matter. Right? So I like the X because if this was one, come here. If I had this 3, even here, right? Since I didn't get that, I think you're fine here. That looks like a 50. in between, right? So we're range bound, right? Here's the resistance range. Okay, so clearly supply comes in, demand shows up. That's nice work. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got everything. Boy, you guys, funny how you do this. Your sizing always amuses me. Okay, so there would be the X. W, X. So that's the ABC. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. All right, so we're looking for the Z down here of the 2. That's a monster correction. All right, that's an 8 hour. Let's go down to a 1, which is what you gave me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right, so heads up here. Now we are out of log at the moment, so I'm going to draw that. Just turtle head through it. Let's bring that up a degree. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that work? Looks like it does. 3. Let's just check that. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3 is how you'd have to do that. Does that matter? That might matter, actually. Let's just hang on a second. If that's the B, well, right, what do you do with that? No, let's see if there's anything in there. Nothing. Well, see, here's what I was just looking at, right? So here you see it better in the line chart. This looks like a 1. I mean, that's a 5. That's a 3. 2. That's a 5. A, B. Looks like you'd have to 4 it right here. 1, 2, 3. Now we done? Yeah, it looks like you might be. All right, so okay, so I'm just kind of modifying here on the fly. So within your here, I got to change the colors here and go up. Okay, let me get so I can follow my own work here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess we can do it there. We can do the 3 here. So this would is potentially down here is what I'm trying to get to. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. So that would be the 5. This would be the 3. All right, let's pull back out here, see how that looks. 1, 2. Oh, let me get the candles back. So I'm using hard pivots. See, fuck. This is the fucker. Well, there's not much you can do with that. It's such a fucking clear rejection, but let's just use it, right? Somebody bought it up here. Well, it would fit, right? So since if you're using that for the 1, 2, here's the 3 you're trying to get to. Now, that's out of log, so I don't get any benefit from being out of log. But because of the extreme wick here, that's an area where you might be a little more accommodating because that's such a distortion. And if we do it this way, right now it looks more reasonable. It's just so the pros and cons of crypto, right? The fact that it can rip that high is a pro. Now we do it on a line chart, and this starts to make more sense. As a 3, working on the 4 here before there's another push down to get the 2, to get the 5, to get that. Oh, here we'll put that blue. Okay, that's the only modification I might make there because it doesn't look like it's quite done here. Put the 2 down here. W, X, A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there could be, it's there for there to be one more kick down. Right, now you get that now you get the channel, you get the other channel that you drew. I mean, that all kind of plays pretty nicely. So I know we gotta, that's just the problem child. So from here, right now, is it done? You could see how this would be a classic 4 area. One more shoot down. Then you'd have, you know, this would become kind of, well, it's almost like a wish list. Well, if it does that, boy, I sure am going to pay attention down here for any kind of reaction. If I get that, oh, I'm going. I'm going with that. All right, after this long correction, that's a monster correction of a project we know is strong, right? Very, very strong probability that this is one of the winners. Yeah, that's how I would do it. I'd keep it now. When you're looking at this level, I'd keep it out of log because I don't have this. I'm not looking at the same range. I can use regression channels. I can get true measurement here. So 1, 2 looks like 3, 4. You can't quite tell what's going on there, but you can see how all of this, you know, bring it over, right? Logical place for you to hit some resistance, and even if you're more forgiving. 4, 5. Now, what if AVAX is going down that hard? That would, because you know, it's the rising tide. If Bitcoin and Ether are rolling, then that seems less likely. And you might, let's just check. Is there another place for that? If we've got it, God damn it, this just fucks you up. Let's use that. What's the other alternate? Right. Well, so this would be the area that would be where you're gonna, if you have to change the count, you might be back here doing the 3 there because I'd be long enough. Otherwise, it just doesn't look to me like it's done yet, right? Because you've got to accommodate that internal impulse. So I see 3, 4, 5, but you wonder, right? If what's going to have to happen to the broader crypto space for that to happen. For that to push down and give you one more low down here, something's going to have to, the broader space is likely selling off as well. Oh, God damn, that's my shoulder. Whew, I've been going too long. Okay, I think we got everything we can dig out of that one here. I'd be looking for, my view is it's too iffy here. This is me. If you like it, man, by all means, have at it. I'd wait to see if I got one more push down. That would be my thought on that. You're dealing with that wick makes it, you know, kind of hard to really have conviction into this as the pivot. Oh, here we go. So this will be interesting. So here's the graph. This is James M., longtime member and one of our best members, has been all over this. And it's interesting to get someone else to get a read on it. Let's see how that fits. Let's save that. Okay, we got a 12-hour out of log, and this is Awanahi as well, right? So he likes these channels extending, which I know why he's doing that. I'm gonna leave it there. Kind of put it back where it was. Well, you'd have to call that impulsive. No, that's quite a correction. Pop the 38. So let's just hide that. So we can see about working our way up off the low. Well, just as I would be prone to do, right? Just the 1, 2 kind of looks like I got a pretty good demand zone over here. Well, that doesn't look like a 5, right? So the diag thought is a good one. I'm going to push that out just for a second. I know what you're doing there. It's just so I can open this up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'd have to, I don't think that's going to work. Well, wait a minute. Well, I'm on a 12-hour here, so let's go down to a 2. All right, so he's thinking, okay, now we see it better. Okay, so let's come out of here. Shit. Man, you gave me a 12-hour here. I got to regroup here. Okay, well, we can't. Fuck, can we? Here, I got to do this. Can we get a 1 out of that? Oh, let's try the 30-minute. 30. All right, now where did it go? Oh, shit. Where'd you go? There it is. Okay. Okay, looks like I can get a 1 there. One, 2, it's a little squishy. 3, 4, 5. That's a tough one. I see. So you're going to an impulse here. So then the thought is 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 leading diag, but I'm not sure you got 5 here without a real force fit. 1. Well, that looks like 5 down, doesn't it? So you'd be thinking 2 here. So unless you're doing this, which you might have to, that looks like a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's what you're teeing up there, right? So the 4 relative to the 2 ain't pretty. So immediately you'd think ABC, which probably fits better, right? So because it looks like you can get an impulse here, and this you're barely getting one there. So let's keep it in context here. So A, B, C, A, B, C into the 2. All right, that's reasonable. Okay, let's go back to a 2 and get a little perspective. Okay, so 1, 2. Well, do you see the problem here? You're finishing with a 5, and you started with a 3, so that takes the 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag out. So unless you're going to go, oh, can you do it? It looks like you might. Oh, fuck. That's a. You might be able to do it this way. Yeah, it looks like it would work, right? So you could do it, right? So it looks like you could go A, B, C to give you the 5 here. Come here. A, B, 1, 2, 3. Oh, looks like it overlaps, but I don't know that it matters. I'd let that fly. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C. Okay, so because the overall structure, I wouldn't worry about that. The 5's longer than 3, 3 longer than 1. So I like that idea. No, just out of curiosity. I always like to see where the 4 comes in. Oh man, what'd I get there? A little sloppy down here. So you lose the buy side, even though it looks like they stayed with it. Or there's a secondary algo that's in there that's getting target right here. It looks like it's right here. Did you get that one? There's a perfect 50 that got to third target. So we know they used this one. There's another. There it is. Dominant to dominant. 50. Boom. That's something you hear me say a lot. What did the algo do last? Right? So you got to track it all the way, both up and down, so you know what it did last, right? So it got paid right here. Obviously. Okay, so something finishes there. So 1, 2. Okay, I don't hate it, right? So now, are we there yet? This looks like ABC. Well, it's good work in here, Owanahi. Very nicely done. Just a little mod, right, to accommodate that. It's just, you can you got to pick either 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, or just a straight diag of a series of 3s. So you got to pick one. You can't commingle them. So A, that's a good triangle. B into the C for a W. A, B, C. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. W, X, Y into the X. Well, that's tricky. It's good work. ABC, W, ABC, X, ABC. Nicely done, right? You're kind of just working with what's there on that Y. And you're going A. Oh, shit. What are you doing there? You're going A, B. Oh, I gotcha. All right. So you're going off of this pivot. So we're going to expand the B here. A, B, working on the C. All right. I gotcha. Well, does anybody wonder what happened right there? All right, let's get it right on. Okay, what did the algo do last? Where is its target? Right there, right? So, you start to think otherwise. If you're going to lose it up here, right, would be good for the bull count. Right now, that's just spot on. Right? That's what you would anticipate happening. So 1, 2, or if it's A, B, then we're looking for 5 and a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we'll see. Right, if it comes down here, if it gets that low, is it going to run into anything from the other side? Well, yeah, likely. Although it looks like it's already broken, actually. So the sell side might be in control. Yeah, it is. All right, so you've already broken here. So this is sell side. There is no buy side resistance on this out at this larger degree, right? So it should be a straight shot down here. Now there'll be a little one in there, but the big one. So there'll be something here, right, off of this, right? So dominant to dominant. That looks like it could be a golden zone. That's the highest high. Nope, it broke. Well, see, if I use this, it's right in there, but it didn't get there. So either they've stayed with it and you just have this wick because that's at the 65. So that would be iffy, right? Because the algo is not going to care about an expanded B. I'd be giving the edge here to the sell side. Oh, I see what you're doing it this way. A, B, you'd be looking for C to come down. So I like it, but I like it a little bit lower. I don't know if James, I want to be curious what James thinks there, because this is his baby, right? So coming down here, well, boy, look, the structure here would be good with all of that coming in right here. So, well, I mean, was his marking, right? Bring it over, right? So he's already, kind of lining that up. So WXY down here, and then this gets really interesting to come out of there. Anything down here would be area of interest. Area of interest. If you can get this last push down into a Y, shit. I mean, that would be on my. If it's offered, I'm an absolute buyer. I've already got some piece of this. I'd be adding there. That's good work. Very nicely done. Good, right? So I know I'm gonna get a DM from James M. He's gonna give me an alternate. But right now, I think that looks quite good. Okay, looks like we're about to finish. Oh, good, because of my shoulders.
We do have another super chat.
Oh, super chat. Oh, appreciate it.
LTCN, which is the Grayscale Litecoin Bitcoin Trust or Litecoin Trust.
Okay, I can do it. LTCN. Did I do it right? Is it an index? No, all. Grayscale, got it. Ooh, okay, I haven't looked at this in a while. Are these guys, is it Grayscale that's got Matt Damon saying fortune favors the bold?
No, that's
crypto.com. I like to see that. Just shows you how mainstream it's coming. Okay, so Grayscale's Litecoin Trust. Well, just out of curiosity, now, if somebody brought up that chart, so the thinking would be, okay, well, likely they're bulls. I mean, you'd be working on rationalizing it for yourself. Okay, so you might do like that and say, okay, I've got a demand zone here down here, right? I've just bumped into this structure here. I seem to be struggling to get through that. I'd be real conscious of all of the resistance, the structural resistance you're gonna have to deal with on the way up. It's not much of a start, so whatever happened here, looks like you've got some sort of corrective structure. Possibly you finished there. Okay, so if that were the case, if you were thinking, oh, maybe I've got a 1-2, all right, so let's just see if we can make that work. Maybe that's a 1-2, 3, 4, 5. We come out of here. I wouldn't even worry about counting it. you're operating on the premise that you got a double bottom low here. Who fucking cares about that, right? Well, whatever what is that? Right? You're gonna call it an ABC? Well, okay, maybe. I really wouldn't worry about it. I'd just be focused off of, okay, here's the current low that I got to contend with, and I'd call that a pretty solid double bottom. So can we get an impulse out of there, or a diag, or anything resembling that? Go a 4 hour. This is going to start to get pretty ugly.
So I paid pretty good attention to it. If you think on the lower time frames, if you did line, the second drop there did create a new low, and so that's what I call the Monty Fifth or whatever, where it's essentially a truncation unless you did the line.
You're doing this as the hard low?
Yes, as the hard low, because if you see the daily candle there, the red one closed lower than the one before.
Yeah.
Well,
so this is the absolute low, but this is what I'd be working with. So I wouldn't go 1, 2. If that's what you're thinking.
Right. So for me, the low is the second one on the
daily.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm just marking that as the lowest low. So you're thinking diag?
I also had a Monty pull at 13, and so that's where I bought. And now it's just chopping until it gets above 26 is where I think if it gets and holds above 26, that's when it starts to move up.
Well, to get all the internals, let's see if we can do it. Can we go A, B, C? Can we get an A, B, C? It looks like we might there. Oh, 1, 2, 3. That looks very 4-ish, 5. Okay, so that we're a little deeper than you'd like there, but I don't dislike it. Ooh, I see what you're thinking, Monty. Okay, so what do we have there? Golden corner pocket. So you're leaning into the idea that we're in the process of making a trend change. Now remember, a diagonal is the overlaps are a result of the market is struggling to establish a new trend and counter the trend that's been in place. Now that's about as good a sign as you're going to get. Whoa, I don't think you can go. There's not enough here to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think you're better to work with what's there. This is, you might be fudging a little bit here. That's not much of an AB. But at this moment in time, just the fact that I've got from this to this is a golden zone. Well, you're asking a lot here because it has to come. Well, you'd have a point where you'd be. Oh, here. Okay, we'd be looking for 5 to be longer, right? So this would actually play out just beautifully, right? So if you got to that algo target, you'd have all the conditions. Now we'd take that up to sub and put it in green, right? So you'd have your 1 here. Now that's not the best looking start to a diag. It's deeper than you'd like, but because it's technical, right? We know what happened here, right? We know an algorithm kicked in there. So your choice would be, buy it now. Wait for that, right? Because we're going to need a 3, 4, 5 to get out of here, right? And that may be just what you need here. Oh, pardon me. We need an A, B, C to come out of here. All right, so we need an A, B, C to get there to give us that 5. Since we're doing this in a series of 3s, because the A, B, C and the 4 is pretty solid. Oh, come here. A, B, C. Right there. Looks good. So is that the 1 of the A? Well, you could do this a couple of different ways here. So you could say, okay, all of this is secondary support. Now, once I get down into the nitty gritty here, now is that enough? Well, you've got a pretty low risk trade there. I mean, really, even a little pullback here, that's what you're after, because we have to get the 5 longer than the 3, so we can use that as a good. Oh, Jesus. Good target. Let's get you all the way back up here. Right, it's a golden corner, so you're leaning very hard. Now we are in log scale. You're leaning. Let's see if I take it out of log. Oh, I can't see it. Because of that, I don't need to give this any more room. Like the premise is the pivot's in. because it's a technical low. So one tick underneath, maybe you give it a little, for a double bottom, but I would give it just a very little bit. And I know I have to get 100% of the 3. I've got to break the range of the third. So I've got a very clear target here. It's 6.43 to 1. And all you're going to be doing here, if we don't know if we're going to get that, but if you get that to complete that diag, well, that's the 1. Now, so you got to ask yourself, how do I feel about giving back 50% of that if I'm going to get a 2? So one thought is you're going to take the ABC to this. Now that's going to complete a 1. Now, do you want to? I'm going to assume you wouldn't short it, although that wouldn't be unreasonable. Now you're looking for the 2 to get into the 3. So buying it here, right? That might give you, it's a low risk entry, right? Low risk, very nice potential reward. 6.43 to 1. I'll take that any day I can find it, where I can get that tight on the stocks. Again, it's even tighter than that. It's really, there's 8.9 to 1. Really, you do not need to be one tick below that 65 is enough, because you're assuming that that's the low. Boy, I like this. I wouldn't. I would just trade Litecoin, but I know a lot of people they're forced to trade this, or they're more comfortable trading this. But that looks pretty good. So this would be one to circle back to. So I'm going to add this to a watch list because I'm curious how that finishes. But that's a nice one. Good choice, right? And a good setup here. So either buy it now, ride it up, or wait for the whole thing to complete. You got a diag out of here and take the 2 into the big 3. But this is ripe for trading. Good choice. Good call. Okay, I think we finish here with ZZ Anderson. ZZ, where have you been? Let's see. Oh, I guess maybe he was just out for the holidays, because he hasn't been gone that long. All right, last one here. QTUM. QTUM, it's one of those that seems to, you expect it to be doing better than it is. All right, what are you thinking, ZZ? 2x imminent. Oh, I like the sound of that. No, I got the wrong one here. Something went wrong there. Hang on. How did I end up with the same thing? Oh, you're giving me images. Okay, hang on. Copy link. Let's see if I have an actual chart here. He knows how to do it, so I bet I do. Yes, I do. Okay. All right. What are you thinking here, ZZ? What are we? It's 2x imminent. Okay, so he's very bullish here. Let's hide all that. Let's take that down. All right, I got to get some perspective here. Okay, monster. Oh, that. Off the COVID low here, I think we can. Here, log is going to clean that up a little bit. Well, this is a little. It's a little funky. Well, I don't know, ZZ. I might be inclined to do this. I think that's too much a stretch. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. I'm not sure what you were thinking there, right? So maybe DM me as to what you were thinking there. Why would we do it other than that? I'm missing something. What am I missing? I don't think so. But he's too good to do that. Why were you thinking there? 1, 2, no, shit, you couldn't do it. Maybe it just moved when I did it. That doesn't strike me as something he would post. Unless you were thinking that this was the 3, right? And the 5 was still to come. But I got an impulse here I got to deal with. Yeah, it's not a great finish. I see that. That may have been, I'd be curious what you were thinking there. So ABC into the 2. So in log scale here, that looks like a 50. All right, prior structure, this is all wick. Nice way to do it. All right, that's all wick. Here's the highest close, right to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm curious why he's counting it that way. 1, 2, 3, that's a little skinny, but it works. ABC, right now that looks like that's another 50. So no, we get 50, 50, golden zone. Okay, so 1, 2. That's an 8 hour. Let's go to a 1. All right, here we get a little more detail. ABC, no argument there. 1, 2, monster 3. There's your 4. Oh, that's a little fucker right there. That looks like a 3. Well, you got that to deal with, so it doesn't matter, I guess. A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X, A, B, free fall into the 2. So that looks like that's going to be, that will have broken the golden, but still a good 2. Well, yeah. Holy shit, is that a 1? I guess we got to do a 1 there. I think we do. 1, 2. Oh, fuck. You got to do 1, 2. All right, I can live with that. A, B, or let's see, W, X, Y. Looks like that's an ABC that finishes, right? So that's how you can back into that. A, B, C finishes it. So, right, process of elimination. A, B, C starts it. 5s and 3s, man. That's all you really got to focus on. Okay, so I got a WXY, just connecting a series of 3s. Now, that's not a great looking start, actually, which is too bad. Because now, right off the bat, here's the first thing I'm thinking. Oh, come here. WXY, X, Z would be what I'd be thinking right now, because this is such a, I mean, certainly at this point in time, hard to call that anything other than an ABC. Oh, pardon me. Let's do it here. ABC. Right, so that A, B, C to give you the B. So that actually starts here. A, B, C. A, B, C. You know what? Hang on a second. That looks like a 5 there. So I may not need that Z. I might not need that. A. Let's rethink that. We can come back here. Got too fancy for my own good. X, Y. So this would be, because that's a 5 all day. 1, 2, 3. There's your classic 4, 5. So that finishes something. So there's the ABC that's finishing there. ABC into the X. And looks like 7, 8, 6. Nope, just a hair past the golden, if I'm right on it. I'm looking for ABC. That looks like that could be the 1 or the A. A, B, C. Let's get dig in there a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's the, well, you're working backwards. Well, here, you can see it. It's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets that done. Okay, so we got to work backwards. So that looks like A, B, C. Pick your, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty good there. Now, right now, it looks like ABC, but that C could have more to go. Right? So we got to be mindful of what we're doing there. Right? So you've broken the sell side algo. Right? So, I mean, that could turn. I mean, well, that doesn't. It's not a great looking 1, 2. Right? So you'd be thinking 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't do that until the market forces me to. So I'd be kind of just watching up in here. Now, if there's a big blow off, if this rips up out of here, right, and you get something bigger, then maybe you're back here thinking, oh shit, man, is that because there's a little ABC in there. but well, that can't be 3. So you'd be thinking 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the potential there for that to blow up on you is there. But this would not be. Well, I'm in log scale, so I can't do it. Boy, that's a really tight channel you're working in. Any break of that. Well, I wouldn't be looking for the short, but I'd be real conscious of the potential for that to come down here. It's too bad you broke the golden zone here. Now we're even out of log scale. We still have a slight break. Am I right on that? Ah, come here, you fucker. Yep, that's enough to break them. Little turtle head will do it. It's just very, very reasonable B, but that looks like that wants to go. You can kind of see it. It's struggled up here previously. Couldn't do it. Did it, but then blew right back down. Well, that's ZZ, right? Your work is good here. So it's a tricky one here. I'm dying to know why you were counting that first bit like that. There was something I didn't see that you were looking at. I think we're okay here. 1, 2. So note here we're doing it 1, 2. This is a bullish count. Very bullish. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Working on the 2. That's uber bullish. Well, let's pull it all the way back out. Where is the what is he after? Right up here. Right, because we're coming out of the corner. And we got an impulse off of the corner. Well, you probably have another one here, although it looks like it's... Oh, you got a slight break, so you don't have a true golden corner there. But it looks like this has already popped. Yeah, it has. Oh, I might draw another one there. I'll do a little testing on these. You don't want them to be... You want a little more time here so the angle is better for those. This one is great. But you're not going to get, it's not going to go, well, so you can look at it and say, well, it's not going to do that. Well, shit, anything's possible, but that's less likely. So right off the bat, you start, all of this starts to move over. So, because look how many 4 5s, 3 4s, and 5s you got to complete here. So you're still trying to get to the 3 over here. So you're after that 3, which would get you to your median line. Excuse me. 1, 2. I think that's what you're dealing with there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Jesus, that's all you got, right? You can't go 1, 2, 3, and you can't go 1, 2, 3. So you're stuck here because you got a good 1, a good 2, but then you just get an ABC. So either that's an expanded flat, right? And you're gonna go ABC, which seems less likely since you got a WXY into that, and that was technical. So I think you're spot on. I think you're right on it. Very bullish count. All right, but I'd let this thing finish. Get you out of here. We pop that. What did we just do there? Looks like a 3. So I'd want to see that come down one more time. Boy, if you could get it down here, whew, it'd be just gorgeous. For that 2, for that Y. All right, so you're counting on a triple bottom, which maybe you don't want to count on, but I don't see a better way to do it. The one other thing I would add here is the length of the W projected from the X, right, at 100 down here. So if you're going to get a break, let's see where that would put you. Oh, I'd be watching this one as well, right? Because the algo will. So you might get it if you got a little kicker down here. Maybe this comes down. If you break this one, well, because that's what the algo will do. If it breaks this one, it'll go to this one next. Well, pardon me. That's the one we've got in play right now. So you can see it's being defended. Now, if it breaks that, the algo will go to the next lower pivot. All right, and then you'll be looking right here for it to come out of that. So right now that looks like, okay, I got 5. Right now it looks like a 3. Remember, it's just a snapshot in time. That could change. Could do this before heading down. You don't know. Well, I wouldn't sell it, but I wouldn't buy it either. I'd be waiting for first here, maybe a nibble here because your next one is right below. Now you're counting on a triple bottom. There are those that think there's no such thing. But I'd start here, and I'd be prepared to add here with a stop underneath, right? Because you're looking for this, but you're still working off of that corner. So I wouldn't give these a lot of room. I'd rather just take my small loser here and reevaluate, and then if I get hit twice here, well, so you'd be splitting that. So take it halfway through. Now you're looking for a big rip here, because this is one. You're thinking that's two, so you're looking for a monster trade here, right? This is right as you had it set up. So this is the upside target. Now you're at 19 to 1. And that's if you start at the 50 and then add one more and you split the difference, so you get a split fill there. I'm just kind of eyeballing that, but that's pretty good odds, right? So for me, I'd rather take that. I'd rather do this. Now, if I get stopped out here, okay, I'm all right. So I took a loss, right? Welcome to trading. I took a loss there. Okay, now, but if I did that, I'd wait for that. That I would take. And again, same thing, right? You got to be committed here. Am I willing to take that loss, which is going to sting? Am I willing to take another one? How much do you like quantum, right? How much do you like that setup? Well, when it's there, it's hard to call one better than another. Although, right here, this you would really want to see a clean 5, right? You'd want to see that before you went again. And you'd want to see a 5 come off of it, right? Because you're just going to be a little bit more conservative if you just took a couple of losers in a row in the same asset. Then you're going to look for a little more confirmation. Nothing wrong with that, but just don't let one of these get away from you. Right? That's the key lesson here. Be disciplined about the stop, right? Nobody likes to get stopped out, but you have to embrace them. Say, oh, fuck, good. I'm so glad, right? Because what if I was in without a stop, right? That's the number one rule not to break. You have to have a stop. For wicks that, these kind of liquidation wicks, you get something like that does that, right? I mean, that's the downside of the volatility of crypto. You could easily get that. Now you're back here. I knew that thing was going to go higher. Take the small loser, right? Don't ever let the market put you in a position to where you could get in serious trouble. Or liquidation, account gets blown up, right? Your number one mind share, all of your mental focus needs to be, okay, if I'm wrong, what's the impact to my account? Where am I stopped out? Where am I confirming that I'm wrong? What's the impact if I take that trade and I'm long? And I'm long. Can I sustain that loss and not do significant damage to my account? If you can, I don't see any reason why not. And remember, you can always add. Right? It comes down here. Hey, I'll take a little bite here. Oh, I got a reaction. Oh, I could add a little more here. Oh, I got my 3 here. Oh, I could add a little more here. Now, do you want to keep going? Right? Are you? This is where Elliott is so. There's just nothing else to compete with it. Because here, I completed a 5. Well, now I'm anticipating I'm going to give back at least 50% of that. Do I want to do that? Am I willing to do that? I just caught this nice little pop here. Am I willing to give back 50% of it? Or do I want to maybe take some profit here? Well, here's where you got to think about, there's more to it. Oh, do I want the tax liability here? Oh, man, I just took that. Maybe I just want to roll into something else. I mean, all the questions you got to decide, but at the end of the day, the number one priority has to be, I do not put myself in a position to where my account can get blown up. You stay focused there, and then if you just put the work into the TA, you'll find the results will be favorable. Because it just takes one. I know this is, be careful about saying it this way, but one of these trades, so there's 19 to 1. How many little losers can you sustain, right? If you don't blow up your account, you're going to get one of these. And so is that unreasonable? What I'm saying here is, one of these trades is going to go, right? If you're working on your skill set, you set something up, you get all the conditions right. Where's the geometry? What did the algo do? What's the Elliott account? Does it support an entry here? You're going to hit one of these. And I'm not saying here you're going to hit a moonshot. I'm saying you're going to hit the most probable location for a third wave. And that's going to get you 19 to 1, which is going to offset all those little losers here, which is how you have to think of it. Oh, fuck, I got stopped out. Fuck, I got stopped out, right? Okay, do I still like it? Because I'm trying to get the third. How many little losers can you take if you get the third, right? Now, there's no guarantee we're going to get that third, but it's not like your target is that this has to do a 10x. No, it just has to do what it's most probable to do if that's a 1-2, right? Remember, there's a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. You're trying to get the third. Jesus, the potential here. Actually, let's really lay it out. What's the upside here? Oh, this is out of log here. So this would be a minimum upside off of the first 1-2. But now think about that, because this 1-2, this would be the minimum here. So if all the other 1-2s are going to hit their most probable target, well, this is the last 1-2. Its most probable target is just in front of this one. So that would tell me that this one, if all of this is going to play out, I'd be putting that first one up here. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3. Because I already got a 1-2 that's got to get to its probable target, and I got a 1-2, right? They don't have to get there, right? But those would be targets. So what is your true risk reward here? Right? We'll end it with this. 37-1. Now, how many times are you willing to go in there with a small loser to get a 37-1? Now, of course, we don't know that's going to happen. It sure has a history of ripping. The history is there to support it. Now, when is that? That's May of 21. That's not that long ago. Swing, retrace, golden zone. Shit. I'd keep your eyes on that one. All right, I think we got that. We good, Monty?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks to all. I hope, as I always do, I hope you get a little something out of these, right? Just maybe the thought process, or just maybe I tweaked a count just enough. I always think it's good, whatever the coin is, to don't just take my analysis. Do it yourself, and then maybe compare the two and see if you come to the same conclusion I do, having worked through all those details. That's where I think you get more value. So maybe I get you started, but then you won't, unless you're writing it down, you won't remember how I counted it. So look, come back to it. Even wait a couple hours, have lunch, come back to it and say, okay, fresh chart of quantum. How am I going to count this? What do I see right now? Can I take what I just learned? And I might, have given you a little influence there, but that's what I think the bigger benefit is, because if you don't, there's really no value in you just numbering it the way I do, other than you'll start to see it. Force yourself to do that little extra bit of work. See if you can get to, hey, should I be buying this right here? Does that make sense to buy it right there? I think you get more value out of it that way. Okay, oh shit, what did the market do? Let me wrap here. Where did we end up with Bitcoin? Oh, let's take a peek here. Well, this I thought was interesting, right? So we'll just wrap it here with a little tweak for any of you that are nice enough to stick around here. So note as we're hitting the median line at the at the Vegas wave here, kind of interesting to me. And then, oh shit, we had it over here. I think I had more detail. Could we be done down here? Well, it sure is making you think. I think I've got that twice. It sure is making you think the A, the B, and the C is a pretty good candidate here, because you can finish it down here. Of course, we hit the 50 to the tick, right? So that's an algorithm that's popping there. So you'd have to put it over here. Get you to the 5 of the 5 of the 5. It's not a great finish. That's the only hesitation.
One of the guys watching, Tarmo, said he wanted me to tell you thank you for your Bitcoin Friday video, because he was able to take a 10x trade, and he's in massive profit. So he wanted to say thanks.
I love to hear it. That just makes my day. I love to hear that, guys. Oh, I wish I could. Well, we just got a beautiful, really nice comment from a member, from one of our few brown belts, with some really nice things to say about his experience here, which I always tell people. I should wrap here and remind you guys, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever we're calling this, is still going on. And I mention that because, I always tell people, don't take my word for it. There's no better reference or recommendation or testimonial than the existing members, right? Because there's the one who can really tell you. I always advise people to come into a free account and then start asking members, what's it like in here? What's the buzz like? How's what's the community like? Are you learning stuff? Are you profitable? Are you making money? But those are the things to ask, not me. Ask the other members. All right, that's just something to think about. So I guess we're keeping that until Monday the 5th, right? So you still got some time there. it's been a lot of members taking advantage of it, which is kind of consistent with that idea, is that they know the quality of what's there. So the fact that they're jumping on those longer term commitments is encouraging to us, right? We like to see that because it tells us we're doing things that are helping people. So if you're getting some help out of this, I mean, that is, we're not that precise, right? As human beings, we're just not that precise, right? That that's an algorithm, that's software, that's to the tick. It's just amazing. Okay, guys, well, I'll wrap it there. You can always find more details on everything we're doing over on our Twitter feed. There's a link tree with some things that we think will be helpful to you guys. And with that, I think we're good for the day. We'll be back with another live stream tomorrow. Now it's just all open. It's just any asset that you'd like to post. So hopefully we'll have some more from members tomorrow. I won't forget to post the damn poll. So I'll wrap here. Thanks, guys, for participating, and we'll catch you tomorrow.